Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof. I will be right back. I need to take care of something very quickly. Sorry about that, everyone. Careful with boiling. Grab it very quickly. I have my cup of tea now, though, so that's a good thing. Right. Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and all variations thereof. Let me turn the music down a bit. There we go. Tonight, it is a Saturday, and Saturdays are weird. Saturdays are always weird. But in this instance, tonight we are going to be playing a little game called Oxygen First Breath. Now, the key for this game has been provided to me through Keymailer. It is a review copy of the game that I have been provided free of charge. So, don't expect me to hold back on my review, as it were. So yes, today we are playing Oxygen First Breath, which is an interesting looking game, in that... Okay, so, how have they described Oxygen First Breath? Oxygen First Breath is a city building and management simulator, sort of. At least that's what it seems like to me. Think Frostpunk. Think City Skylines. Maybe not quite as expansive as City Skylines. It's an indie title after all. But yes, think sort of along those lines. It's more Frostpunk than it is City Skylines. There is a center to your city that you will need to build around. But I will let the questionable intro share with you what is coming. Because, okay, preface to this. This game is in early access. It is an indie title. It is in development. However, if you're going to ship a game that is ready to play, you should at least have good voice acting for it. And, well, you're about to see what I mean.
Do you know how likely a nuclear war was to happen in 2022? I wasn't even born, but I've heard from my grandpa that it almost happened. A horrific scenario where nuclear weapons cause radioactive fallout, collapsing our civilization and making the Earth uninhabitable. It never happened. Because a natural disaster hit us. Have you ever heard about large igneous provinces? These are volcanoes that don't explode, but huge cracks open in the Earth.
I'm gonna skip this now. If you're gonna ship a game, make the intro short and sweet, and maybe don't make the voice acting sound like it came from text to speech, because I'm fairly sure that's what they did. Get a voice actor. Some voice actors will do it for pennies on a dime. I certainly do. I will happily do some voice acting for a game, for an indie title, for pennies on the dime, as it were. Or pence on the pound. Essentially. Some voice actors are better than others. But it's better than having no voice acting at all and relying on text-to-speech. Which is not great. Minor criticism, in fairness. It is minor criticism. I haven't seen how well the game plays yet. But first impressions count. And my first impressions are low. Anyway, let's start a new game. Do I play the tutorial? I will play the tutorial just to see how well structured it is. Oh, wait, okay. There are 4 tutorials, I see. Basics. This section is about camera controls, oxygen center energy. Okay. Winds, cracks, health, oxygen generators, oxygen sufficiency, energy consumption, research center. Okay. Hi, Final. Hello, Raiders. Welcome to Oxygen First Breath. A early access title that I am taking a look at. Thank you for the subscription. There we go. Thank you, Final. 19 months. Good lord. It's been a long time. But yes, today we're taking a look at Oxygen First Breath, and it is an early access title. Hi, Stephen House. And I should preface this with I have been given the key for free through Keymailer. So this is a review copy of the game that I've been provided free of charge. Yeesh. Tongue is not working today. At least not for words. Anyway. Yes. So, this is Oxygen First Breath. It is a city building survival simulated, kind of like Frostpunk. And it is based on the fall of humanity after a natural disaster and how humanity has survived since then. Which I'm kind of interested in. I was going to play the tutorial, but the tutorial is split into 4 sections and covers a lot of stuff. So I think I'm going to jump into the game without the tutorial and... Okay, profile name, Ghost out. There we go. We're just gonna set it to normal. We're gonna go from there. Welcome to... Oh god, I have a new task. This is kind of loud, but okay.
Let's start with the basic needs: water, food, and houses.
Yeah, this is one of the problems that I already see with the game. The game doesn't have any voice acting. Not in that it doesn't have any voice acting, period. In that it doesn't have any good voice acting. In that the voice acting seems to have been done through text-to-speech. Which is worrying. Okay, how do I rotate buildings? Okay, maybe I should have played the tutorial. I'm gonna go back to the main menu and I'm gonna play the tutorial. Now, here's the thing. Even indie games can afford...
Welcome. I'm happy to see you here. Let's start with the basics.
Do you see what I mean?
First, we should start with the camera controls.
The camera controls. Yeah, that's not good. Now, here's the thing. I'm happy to play a game and, like, review a game, but first impressions count. The entire intro to this game is done in this text-to-speech style voice. It's not that bad. No, I'll grant you, Stephen House. It's not that bad. But if you're going to have the whole game voice acted, you're gonna want a little bit better than not that bad, you know? And text-to-speech isn't bad generally. But if you're using it to voice act a game, doesn't give you great first impressions, you know? And the thing is, voice actors, as a voice actor, are pennies on the dime. We will, like, the smaller voice actors will happily accept a contract for any amount of recompense just to get their name out there. And a small indie title going, hey, we want someone to voice act the entire game, or all the tutorials, or the intro to our game, that is getting their name out there in a fairly big way. They'll happily do that for a relatively small payout. Like, obviously, they'll still want to be paid because voice acting is work. But if this indie dev company showed me this game and said, hey, we need someone to do voice acting, we'll pay you $25 per sentence. I'd do that. Because, yeah, okay, it's not that much, but it's a little bit of supplementary income. And it's decent enough that I can put my name, I can associate my name with this product. I can say, I can point at this game and go, hey, I did the voice acting for this. That's fine. Small voice actors, like a lot of small voice acting talent, would be happy to lend their voice to a project like this. The fact that they've gone, okay, we're going to do it text-to-speech. It's not bad, but it doesn't fill me with confidence. Anyway. Camera controls. WASD. QE middle mouse to rotate.
Great,
Mouse
let's move
wheel
on to the
zoom
next
in and
step.
out.
As you see, our people are in front of the oxygen center. When they are out, they use the oxygen tanks. We have to keep the oxygen center running to provide required energy to our buildings.
This is another problem. Parts of this sound like they are text-to-speech. Parts of this sound like they are voice-acted, but by someone who doesn't know how to voice act. That's another way that indie devs save money. They have the devs do the voice acting, or the creator of the game does the voice acting. That's fine. But if you're going to do that, keep things short and sweet. So hold on, let me bring the game audio down a little bit. It's a little loud. That's the way. There we go. So, if I were to do this, if I were to read this, if I were to voice act this, this is how it would sound. As you see, our people are in front of the oxygen center. When they're out, they use the oxygen tanks. We have to keep the oxygen center running to provide the required energy to our buildings. That's fine, but it could be better. Let's do a quick rewrite of this. Give me Microsoft Word. Okay. So, as you see, our people are in front of the oxygen center. When they are out, they use the oxygen tanks. We have to keep the oxygen center running to provide the required energy to our buildings. How do we rephrase that to be less infodumpy and more interesting? We could go... The oxygen center is the heart of your city. Right? That immediately gives you a more evocative wording. It's the heart of your settlement. Settlement. Your people will go there to refill their oxygen tanks and okay. Settlement. This building will provide power for your settlement and your people will refill their oxygen tanks here. So, original tutorial standard. As you see, our people are in front of the oxygen center. When they are out, they use the oxygen tanks. We have to keep the oxygen center running to provide required energy to our buildings. That's fine. It's infodumpy. It's not particularly well written. New one. The oxygen center is the heart of your settlement. This building will provide power for your settlement, and your people will refill their oxygen tanks here as well. That is more evocative. It gives you a sense of, hey, this is important. And at the same time, it doesn't go, this is all the information you need, but I'm not going to write it well. It doesn't give you that feeling of, oh, this is a tutorial. It gives you a feeling of, okay, this is a tutorial, sort of thing. Maybe I'm not explaining it particularly well, but the point is, it could be written better. Click on the oxygen.
Here we can see total energy consumption of the oxygen center and also our constructors list. All right. Our constructors are always ready and will start working as soon as you plan a construction.
Okay. Now are you guys starting to hear the differences, the problems? See, this is fine. There's a lot of fine here. That is the problem, as a matter of fact. There's a lot of fine, but there's not much good. There's a lot of fine, there's a lot of yes, this will do, and not a lot of yes, this is good. Like, the grammar is obviously slightly off. This may be due to translation errors, this may be due to something completely different. Because, perfect, here we can see total energy consumption of the oxygen center. Okay, but what does that mean? Also, you're missing a the. It's a minor nitpick. But I got given this key for review, so I'm gonna fucking review it. Apologies for the bad language. But yes, so this is fine. It's not bad, realistically speaking. It's not good either. It's middling. It could be better, essentially. If we were to rewrite it, I think I'm going on a rewrite of the tutorial. I'm sorry, everyone. I apologize. But yeah, apparently I'm going on a rewrite of the tutorial. Give me a second, and I will show you the window that I am writing in. That one. There it is. And very quickly, there we go. If that's a little small, let me know and I'll make it bigger. That is a little bit small, isn't it? Anyway, right. So, I need some music for this. Epidemic, what do you have for me? Browse. Rock, pop. Rock. Let's get some rock in here. Vocals, instrumental, genres, moods, dark. Hi, Scarlett. Well, it was going to be a playthrough, a first playthrough of. Oh God. Options, music volume off. It was going to be a first playthrough of Oxygen First Breath. It has turned into how do you rewrite a tutorial for it to be more enjoyable. Not my usual cup of tea, but this game irks me. So yeah, today I am talking. I suppose I'm giving a lecture. I'm giving a lecture on how to write a good tutorial. So in the process, we're going to be rewriting the tutorial for Oxygen First Breath. New series, Lucian writes. Look. Here's the thing. The writing in Oxygen First Breath is fine. It seems like it's been translated once or twice. That's fine. But it's not good. And I think it could be better. And I think it could be better. And that's why I want to do this. Because it's like, I can see it being better. Anyway. Sounds like Google Translate strikes again. You see, I would agree with you, but the game has voice acting. So, it's not quite that simple. So yeah. Anyway, the tutorial here states, perfect. Here we can see total energy consumption of the oxygen center, and also our constructors list. Alright, our constructors are always ready and will start working as soon as you plan a construction. Voice acting your AI? I can't tell, to be honest. I feel like it's text-to-speech. But I can hear the breathing. And I don't know whether the breathing's been put in post, or whether it is just someone breathing down a microphone as they speak. But, yeah. Okay. Anyway. After the last tutorial section, the game gives you a directive. And the directive is... click on the oxygen center. Right. Now, for this next section, the perfect can be dispensed. We don't need the perfect. It's too much encouragement. It's going, yes, good job, player. You clicked a thing. And it sounds irritating. We can dispense with that. Instead, we can put something like this. The oxygen center. No. This display panel shows you the total energy consumption of the oxygen center. Fine, good, simple. It also displays your constructors list. Now, constructors is fine. It could be better. Builders, constructors, it's not really, it doesn't roll off the tongue. So if we go something more like, it also displays your settler list, maybe? But it doesn't display your settler list. It displays specifically the people that build things. But are those... I don't know enough about the game to know if those are settlers or just builders. We'll leave it as settler for now. Then, next paragraph, you need to split this up. Too much text, too much big text in a tutorial gets people annoyed. People won't read through that. It's irritating. So I'm gonna add... Okay. Your settlers are always at hand. Are always... No, not always. Or settlers are here to help you build your settlement. And we'll start work as soon as you put down a blueprint. And then we can have another prompt that says, okay, because that's simple. It's easy enough to understand.
Let's move on to the energy menu.
Yeah, that's what I mean, Scarlet. Sometimes it sounds like it's text-to-speech. This is fine. The energy menu. What is the energy menu? Okay,
Here
you
we
click
can
up
see
here.
our energy resources. There is only coal right now. Later we'll hopefully move on to sustainable energy resources.
You can see what I mean, right? It sounds like text-to-speech, but occasionally the person breathes. And then it's like it's not text-to-speech. It's someone doing voice acting, except that it doesn't sound like voice acting. It sounds like text-to-speech. It's irritating, is what it is. I don't know. It's... Yeah. Yeah, it's irritating. Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this one a miss, guys. I've got to be honest. Like, the further we go, into this, the less enthused I am about playing it. Sadly. Because it looks like an interesting game. It does. And I would like to play it. I would like to give it the time of day. But it's not good. Yeah, no, yeah, I get what you mean, Scarlet. Okay, I would like to give this game the time of day. But here is my verdict, barely 30 minutes in, and it is this. With good voice acting, and a better writing style, just generally better writing, I could see it being an interesting game to play. Until that happens, however, the game lacks flair. Its visual style is standard. And the writing style is poor. As a reviewer, I realize that making games is a very difficult process. However, there is more to be done before this game hits any of the marks that would make it a good game, in my opinion. With that being said, I would like to see it flourish. The game's premise is mildly interesting, even though the intro section of the game, the actual intro, is a little bit too close to home. What with the entire it was 2020 and nuclear war was looming. Not great, gotta say. Could be better. The whole thing is uneven. The premise is good. The writing and voice acting is bad, or mediocre at best. The idea is interesting, but until these issues are fixed, I don't think I could play it. So yeah, that's going on my not to be played list. Sorry.
Now let's focus on coal. To keep the oxygen center running, our people should be sent to the ruins to collect the required coal.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. That's going on the maybe not pile. I'm just gonna uninstall it. Goodbye, Oxygen First Breath. Right. Sorry, everyone, about that. Apologies. I was hoping it was going to be better than, well, that. Yeah. Sad times. Right. In the meantime, or rather next up, because Oxygen First Breath, I was hoping it would be better, but I was prepared for it to fail. Oh, dearie me. We are going... obviously, I don't have another first look game to actually take a look at today. Instead, I am going to give you guys a poll. Perhaps. /poll. The poll is going to be, what? Hey.